Hey, how's it going, fam? Welcome to Tuesday Seeds. Today, Uriah Israel will be sharing some tips and best practices about growing tomatoes in the summer heat. So please stay tuned.
Okay, so I'm back again. Here I am, sharecropper's son, and I just want to talk about growing tomatoes in the summer heat of Texas. Okay, and I just want to. I got a little funny story. So we were out. Me and my wife were out here working, and she was like, "Man, something's wrong. The tomatoes are not getting, they're not producing any fruit. Maybe I should pull a couple of them up. They're not doing too well." And before I could say anything, she had went to work and pulled up a couple of the plants. And I said, "Oh, no." I said, because tomatoes stop setting fruit when the daytime temperatures are around 90 degrees. It takes too much energy for them to produce that type of fruit. What happens is that the extreme heat makes pollen sterile, or it gets too sticky to pollinate. So this causes the blooms to really dry up and drop off. So you can't control the weather. You can't protect your plants and help them survive until cooler conditions return. So these are some things I just wanted to make mention about how to protect your tomato plants. I'm gonna talk about tomatoes like a lot in these couple of videos, and how to protect your tomatoes from heat. And so the first thing you wanna do is you might wanna use a shade cloth, 30% to 50% shade cloth to shield your plants from direct, intense afternoon heat like it is right now. It's about 100 degrees out here, which can lower, so your shade cloth can lower the surrounding temperatures by 5 to 10 degrees. Now, if you've never seen shade cloth, this is actually some shade cloth right here that I have right beside me. And so as you can see, it allows the sunlight to come through, and even like water can come through here too. But this is a pretty big one. I think it's 10 by 20 feet. And so you can buy this off of, I've mentioned this before, you can buy this off of Amazon, or some even local hardware stores. The shade cloth, I'm gonna mention two different things now. One of them is to water deeply and consistently. Heat stress combined with dry soil leads to rapid blossom drop. So meaning like you might see the blossoms on your plant and say, "Ooh, here come the fruit." But what happens is that it's trying to hang on, and if you don't water deeply, the plants will just the buds will dry up and they'll just fall off, because it's not a situation where they can thrive. All right, they're just barely hanging on. The second thing, of course, once again, you heard me say this a million once, everybody knows, I'm going to say mulch. So mulch generously around your plants so it can help stop the evaporation of the water that you do put on the soil. Use your straw, compost, and even shredded leaves around the base of your plant to keep the roots cool and retain soil moisture. Now, this is a big thing. I'm about to go into this, but I'm gonna touch this real quick, is that avoid over pruning. I think I'm going to talk about this in the next segment, is that pruning is very important for if you want good fruit production from your plants, but you do not want to over prune when it's really, really, really hot. Leave the foliage alone. The leaves provide crucial shade and protect developing tomatoes from sun scald. All right. One last thing I'm going to mention with this one is that even if you have a bunch of, like you see some green tomatoes on your plant, you might want to go ahead and grab them, and they'll ripen, because what happens is this: tomatoes struggle to ripen in a really, really, really hot sun. So you might be better off taking those green tomatoes in the house and let them finish ripening indoors at room temperature. And so those are some things about, like, growing tomatoes are that's like a really easy plant to grow, but the extreme heat does affect the growth of tomatoes, okay?